Inside the grand halls of the White House, a meeting unlike any other is taking place, a meeting that could alter the course of an ongoing war. But what was supposed to be a high-stakes diplomatic discussion quickly spiraled into one of the most explosive confrontations in modern political history. On one side, former businessman turned President Donald Trump, known for his unpredictable and unfiltered approach to global affairs. On the other, a wartime leader fighting for the survival of his country, Volodymyr Zelensky. The stakes? The future of U.S. support for Ukraine. The outcome? A tense, dramatic showdown that left the world stunned. What really happened behind those closed doors? Why did this meeting turn into a diplomatic disaster? And most importantly, what does it mean for the war in Ukraine and the balance of power on the global stage? Buckle up, because in the next few minutes, we're taking you deep inside this high-stakes meeting, uncovering the hidden facts that no one else is talking about. It all started months ago. As Ukraine fought desperately on the front lines against Russia, the nation looked toward its most powerful ally, the United States. For years, American support had been the lifeline of Ukraine's resistance. But with Donald Trump back in the White House, everything was about to change. Unlike his predecessors, Trump had made one thing clear: America would no longer involve itself in endless wars. This bold new stance sent shockwaves through Kyiv. Volodymyr Zelensky, facing the grim reality of dwindling military aid, had no choice. He needed to act fast. With war still raging, he boarded a plane to Washington, hoping to secure America's continued support. But what Zelensky didn't know was that this meeting would become one of the most explosive diplomatic showdowns in modern history. What happened inside that room would not only determine the fate of Ukraine, but could reshape the global balance of power forever. Stay with us, because the hidden truth behind this fateful meeting is just beginning to unfold. The moment of truth had arrived. Volodymyr Zelensky stepped into the negotiation room, his face tense but determined. He had one mission: to convince Donald Trump to continue U.S. military support for Ukraine. But from the very first exchange, it was clear this was not going to be an easy conversation. With a sharp tone, Trump fired the first shot. Why should we keep funding a war when Ukraine refuses to negotiate? The room fell silent. Zelensky, visibly taken aback, leaned forward. Negotiate? He echoed. How do you negotiate with a country that has invaded your land? Then, Trump dropped the bombshell that sent shockwaves through the room. America cannot pay for your war forever. You either make a deal, or our support stops. Simple as that. We are fighting for survival, not for money, he declared. The room erupted. Advisors whispered. The confrontation had reached its boiling point, and what happened next would change everything. The meeting was over, but the real battle had just begun. As Volodymyr Zelensky left the White House, the world held its breath. What had just transpired behind those closed doors? Moments later, Donald Trump made it official. U.S. military aid to Ukraine would be halted unless peace negotiations began immediately. The announcement sent shockwaves across the globe. Trump's supporters called it a brilliant move, an end to endless foreign spending. But critics? They had a different take. Accusations of betrayal erupted. Was this a strategic shift or a gift to Russia? Meanwhile, in Kyiv, Zelensky made his stance crystal clear. Ukraine will fight, whether we stand alone or not. Defiant, unwavering, he vowed that his country would never surrender. But without American backing, could Ukraine withstand the storm? One thing was certain: the world had entered a dangerous new chapter, and the consequences would be felt for years to come. And now the question remains: has Donald Trump just reshaped the future of global politics? By pulling the plug on Ukraine's military aid, is he forging a new doctrine of American foreign policy? Or is this a catastrophic mistake that will echo for generations? Can Zelensky hold the line without America's support? Can Ukraine stand against Russia alone? Or was there something even deeper at play? Was this meeting just the tip of the iceberg, part of a secret deal between Washington and Moscow? One decision, one moment, and now the world is left guessing what comes next. Will history remember this as a bold strategy or a fatal blunder? We want to hear from you. Was this a masterstroke of diplomacy or the beginning of a dangerous new era? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because the truth is just getting started.